What's up? It's Brandon with Extreme Daily Drives. We are always balling on a budget and wrenching our garage. Today we are headed back to the dyno. That's right, all the mods that I've done over the last couple weeks, we're going to see if they actually did anything. So if you remember the last time we were there, we got 137 horsepower and 152 foot-pounds of torque. Today our goal is 150 horsepower and I'd be happy with 150 foot-pounds of torque. We're going to see if we can hit those numbers. So sit back, relax, should be a good episode. The dyno's always a good time. So let's go burn some gas and make some noise. So if you guys remember the last time I was at the dyno, the tuner told me basically my biggest shortcoming was my exhaust. I was running a 2.25 inch cat back basically. I was running a cat. I was also running a resonator. That sense has been removed. We got 2.5 straight pipe header all the way back to a vibrant muffler. So no more cat, no more resonator. Should make the biggest difference as far as our numbers today. Second thing I did was I got rid of my old eBay air filter and I put on a nice Blocks ram air filter, so I can actually take the filter element off and we'll have like a ram air, a cone for tuning. So I plan on doing that today. Then after that we went ahead and put the B18 intake cam in, swap that out, so that's supposed to give us a little bit more on the top end. And one of the biggest upgrades that we're doing today is we're actually showing up with 93 octane gas. That's right, the last tune I did I was running 87 octane. So yeah, the 93 octane is probably gonna make a pretty big difference. So anyway, one thing I forgot to add, we got 4 new injectors. I got that leaky one fixed, and I also do have the AEM fuel pressure regulator on here. There is a nut at the bottom of the fuel pressure regulator that you can crank over to tighten up. Basically, there's a little gasket that goes between that nut and the bottom of the regulator, and mine was too loose. That's why it was leaking. So I went ahead and addressed that. So like I said, new injectors, new fuel pressure regulator, and hopefully all that is going to create more power. So we're headed to Gringo Speed. That's where the dyno is. That's where I go ahead and get this done. It's by the Orlando airport. A really convenient spot. And the guy who's tuning my car is the same guy who did it last time, Carlos Tuning. You can check both these guys out on Facebook. If you're in the Orlando area, you need to have your car tuned, whether it's naturally aspirated or forced induction. Can't recommend these guys enough. The Gringo Speed tuning facility is really amazing. You can tell how clean it is. It's a great facility. And of course, Carlos is just awesome. He tells you how it is, doesn't sugarcoat anything, tells you what you need to do to improve your car. So I'm excited to see what we can do today. And you know, quite honestly, I just wanted to make more power. You know, whenever you screw with your car, it's always a possibility that you like take power away despite what's, you know, supposed to work. So hopefully, you know, if I could just make more power, it'll all be worth it. So I want to mention real quick what the car feels like now. So when I got the car tuned initially, the car had so much torque. Like first and second gear were ridiculous. Tons and tons of torque steer. I mean, the car got up and went, but when it hit about 4,500 RPM, there was literally nothing there. It was like all the power was up front, like I was driving a Mustang or something like that. And there was no reason to rev it out or anything like that because there's like no top end. But anyway, yeah, the car feels like it did before I got it tuned. I mean, it goes fine. It's certainly not fast by any means, but it's not the slowest thing in the world. So I'm real excited to see what kind of balance we can get today. I'm hoping that, like I said, we can get around 150 and 150. And the car will just have a nice balance to it, and I should hopefully be able to rev past 4,500 and still have some top end. So that's what today's goal is, man. 150 would be amazing. Really, we just want to make sure that we make additional power after, you know, the money that I put into it, which really wasn't a lot. At the end of the video, I'll break down how much I paid for each mod so you can make a decision whether or not it's worth it for you and your car. First pull.
That's the first time it's been good in over a year.
133. 136.
Oh, 137. It's 90.
$139 on the third pull. Oh, 141? Is that because it cooled down? What's the torque? I was gonna ask you too, but well, you were that into it, man. You're like, no, we gotta have the torque up. We gotta have the torque up. What do you think it lost? You think 10? I think we're gonna be even.
On torque?
Yes,
No.
because from the factory it's 140, 135. So why can't we have 145, 145?
That's why, see, you get your numbers mixed up though. That's 140, 135 to the crank.
I know that, but it doesn't matter.
30%. Yeah, it does.
No. I know I'm going to lose 30%.
I don't know on this
number.
I don't know what's number one on this.
What are you looking for? Negative or ground?
Yeah. Got shiny bolts everywhere, so I'm like, I don't know if
It's the thermostat one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
not
yeah,
shiny.
that one good.
So that's how you figure out torque?
It's all calculations.
Huh. All right, so what are we on the
We
negative?
are -3 on the exhaust and +6.5 on the engine.
Nice.
Are you nervous?
Let's go stand outside behind a wall. So we lost.
So it lost.
Yep. So we went from 144 to
Yep.
142.
So it's got to go back. Because it literally lost.
It lost what it gained.
No, yeah, but
No, I mean from what, the previous.
if you go here, they're about the gain here, but if you go right here,
Oh,
drop
yeah.
compared to where we had it set up last time. So it got to go back to 4.5.
Back to 4.5. Almost 145. 145, 152. So what are our numbers now on the cams?
Right now we're still at 4.5 advanced on the intake, and then we initially started at -3 on the exhaust, -3 degrees. Now went to like almost 4.5 negative.
So
they're
retarded.
About, yeah. So
Okay.
they're about the same. So I'll
Okay.
see if that gives us anything. If not, I'll put it back to -3.
Okay. 145.
145.
Actually, it's almost 146.
Take that fucking filter off. Get about 147, bro.
All right, there you go. I zoomed in. You can see it actually gained a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
And it maintained power up top a lot longer than the previous pull. So it actually liked that. So I'm almost tempted to move it a little
Move it a little more. So what do you guys think? 145, 152? I think that's pretty incredible. I'm really happy with that. The car feels amazing. It's so much snappier than it was. Little taste. Let's see if I can get a loan here. It's a nice strong pull, man. This thing is killing it now between 3 and 6 grand. It really takes off. So, I mean, the car is just fantastic. It feels like it lost 500 pounds. It's just amazing to drive now. Huge props to Carlos Tuning. Check him out on Facebook. The guy is top notch. You know, I want to say that the car really made about 11 horsepower since the last time I was at the dyno to last night. The 11 horsepower difference really was that old intake. So I was running an old eBay intake, as you guys know, and in the old video, if you guys go back and watch it, we removed the intake and it wound up gaining over 3 horsepower just by removing the intake. So now that I have that blocks intake on there, we actually did do a run with the intake not installed, and it made no difference. So the blocks intake is a huge improvement over what I was running before. So yeah, so really it was an improvement about 11 horsepower. Torque didn't change because the header didn't change. The header is too restrictive and is causing back pressure. That back pressure is being transformed into torque. If I could get a more of a free-flowing header, then we will have more horsepower, less torque. So once again, the mods that we did in order, where we got new catback exhaust, we changed our intake filter, we got a B18 intake cam from Lazy Man Garage. Go ahead and sub to his channel. We had that intake cam shortened so that it would fit into our engine. We got adjustable cam gears, which were incredibly important. We got about 6 horsepower out of those adjustable cam gears by messing with them at the dyno. And then I got new injectors. They're just stock injectors. They aren't higher CCs or anything like that. And adjustable fuel pressure regulator. Really, that thing's for looks more than anything else right now. And then 93 octane gas. So those are the changes that we made to the car, and with that we were able to get 11 horsepower. So super stoked. Not messing with the engine anymore. Love the way it feels right now. It's staying the way it is, and we are moving on. So stay tuned. Lots more coming, guys. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Please check out the website. Go to the website and buy a shirt or something like that. I got some merch on there. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.